Hello, this is Dave Henley with Grand Classroom. I'm the Vice President of Operations, and we're doing a little video series here to talk about safety and COVID mitigation in these coronavirus times that we live in. And we've got a great hotel partner with us on the Zoom call today. This is Micki from the Hampton Inn, Hampton Inn, Alexandria, Old Town area south, and it is a great property in a great location. And we've worked together for many years, and I just wanted to give her an opportunity to tell you what the hotel industry is doing in her hotel in specific to mitigate COVID and make sure that everyone feels safe when they walk in the door. So, Micki, do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and a little bit about the property?
Yeah, I would love to. My name is Micki Heineken. I'm the Director of Sales at the Hampton Inn and Suites in Alexandria, Old Town area south. It's a long name, but try to be specific on where we're at. We're not your typical Hampton Inn. We're very large. We have 213 total guest rooms with lots of meeting space, open public space, bus parking, free parking here. And we're located about 10 miles south of the mall area of Washington, D.C., right off of I-95 and a little bit south of historic Old Town Alexandria.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, great location. It's a really good fit for student groups, and we really enjoyed the partnership over the years. So, so what differences will we and our groups notice when we walk into the doors of your hotel? What's different now than what it looked like before the coronavirus and COVID hit?
Great question. When you first walk in, you're going to notice signage all over the place reminding people mandatory face masks while you're in the hotel in the public space. As well as social distancing stickers, got reminders. Elevator etiquette is also around. There's hand sanitizing stations throughout the lobby in different places, and we have Sani wipes at the front desk. You are going to see some, more spaced out distances, like in the breakfast area. We have a large breakfast area to begin with, but we kind of spread them out a little bit further. For the guest rooms, when you go up into your room, Hilton has a program called Clean Stay, which is when a guest checks out of a room, housekeeping goes in, they're going to the high touch points with disinfectants first, then going and cleaning the room. Then we go back through those high touch points and seal it with Lysol. And then we seal off the room. So you'll see stickers that's going to be on the door. And that is when the housekeeper comes out of the room and has wiped down everything, is sealing it so that nobody else goes into that room. You're going to see Sani wipes in your guest room as well. Also, we go through and we wrap up the remote. So after they Lysol down the remote, they put a wrap around it to let you know that it has been sanitized and clean. That is, what we have been doing, currently. And I think that that's going to be a continuation even after everything is all said and done. It's a great program and it works really, really well.
Yeah, it sounds really thorough. So that's great. And I did want to emphasize, and Micki and I had discussed this earlier, but just because these are the practices now, this is obviously a very fluid situation where we're learning new stuff day by day and trying to make improvements as we go. So these things may change a little bit and may be enhanced by the time that your student group is able to travel with us. But we'll keep you abreast of that as the time approaches. But these are just sort of current practices, and I think they're very thorough ones. Micki, are there any restrictions on hotel capacity or anything like that right now?
There is not for the occupancy of the guest rooms, but there is in meeting rooms and breakfast areas. So there would be some or social distancing guidelines that we would have to adhere to. And it might be a little bit different where we have to do some staggered breakfasts as opposed to the groups eating all at one time.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you guys have a ton of space. Not only did you say your breakfast area is really big, but you guys have some really big meeting rooms that are really great for our groups too, which is a great resource to be able to have.
Yep.
I think I read where Hilton is requiring guests to wear masks. Is that right?
Hilton is requiring all guests and all staff to wear masks. Actually, the state of Virginia does require people at this current time inside to wear masks, as well as outside if you cannot social distance more than the 6 feet. So that's what the current recommendations and requirements are.
Yeah, great. Are there any specific accommodations for student groups? Is anything going to look differently for them?
Um, Not necessarily. We've always, because we are a 7-story building, we do have the floors configured very nicely for groups, straight hallways. We have 3 stairwells, one on each end and one in the middle. We have always tried to practice blocking the groups on the lower levels to encourage more stair usage, to limit the access of the elevators. But that's pretty much it. I think that everything else is going to be the way that it was, with just, more emphasis on the priority of the lower levels.
Right. Yeah, makes good sense. And what about, and this is the last question and I'll let you go, but what about the breakfast? How do they look right now? And how have they been affected?
As you said before, things right now are fluid and changing, and I'm going to tell you what we're doing currently. When the groups are coming, be a different dynamic, just not quite sure what it'll be. We're currently doing, the breakfast bar is grab and go, individually wrapped breakfast sandwiches that can be heated in the microwave, either in the guest rooms or in the breakfast area. We have extra microwaves downstairs. Individual cereals, hot and cold, whole fruit, yogurt, breakfast pastries that are individually wrapped, coffee, juice, milk, and those type of things. Moving forward, Hilton and Hampton, I should say, excuse me, is doing whatever the future of the breakfast is going to be, and we'll follow along with what the recommendations are and the guidelines of what Hampton will present to us for the future.
Yeah, great. Cool. Well, I want to thank you so much for your time. I think this is very reassuring and should give everyone a level of comfort to be able to get out back on the road again. And that's what we all aim to do.
Absolutely.
With our student groups. And I want to tell everyone, if they're in the Washington, D.C. area, to come give Micki a visit. She's in a great location in Alexandria. And we really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for all your efforts.
My pleasure, and I am eagerly awaiting when I can welcome the groups back into the hotel.
That's excellent. All right,
Yeah.
take care. We'll talk soon.
Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.